First things first, Dwayne, if you're watching, I gotta give you a shout out, buddy. My buddy Rattlehead. Um, he's just kind of going back and forth about some metal detecting and this and that, and where health is at, and all this. You know, lots of guys know that that's a big factor in anything we do, and I hope things swing up for you, buddy. I really do. You know, stupid shit happens to the nicest people, and it's just not fair. Really, it's not. You know, but you know, all you can do is look forward and trudge on, man. That's that's the name of the game. You know, I don't have the specifics, but just you know, get as good as you can, right? What I wanted to do today is I wanted to do a review on this Maxflo filter and kind of review on the Egan filter also. Kind of tired, I'm kind of out of sorts right now. I've been thinking about some things. Anyways, this Maxflo filter, really nice setup. It's pink because I use PJ1 filter oil, and it's that color. So with the Maxflo, you get this rear cover. There's a cover underneath here, and the knob you have to use off your original cover, and then there's the cage inside, and then there's this cover here, so if you want to use it. I don't use it, but if you want to, you just take this knob here and you put it on this cover, and then it just goes on the back. It's just a little bit more to it than that, but basically that's the gist. So you get 6 pieces. You get the 2 plates that look like this, you get the cage, you get this back piece, you get this filter, and you get one of these filters. This is like a number 60. This is an 80. I don't know if it's micron or pores or what it is. I can't tell you right now because I forgot. But anyways, these are the filters that I've had on. This one here, about 4 tanks through the 066. And this one here, about 6 tanks through the 064. I ran all those and I just took them apart and cleaned them today. They're just drying right now. They're pretty dry. But the big advantage of the Maxflo system is they give you 2 filters. So you don't have to wait for your filter to dry for however long and then re-oil it and then you know, all this and that. If you're in a pinch and you got to get going, especially if you're doing a tree service, you're a professional, okay? The Maxflo is just the way to go on something like this. Now, on the bigger saws, I don't know what Egan offers as far, you know, I know you can buy an extra filter. You can always buy extra shit. But for $73.10, this arrived at my door, shipping and everything, okay? And it's a really nice system. And I just, you know, my own personal usage right now, this is the only one that I can speak to, $73.10. Keep that in mind, okay? Then we go to the Egan Performance one. And what you get is, you get this filter base, this white part, you get the cage, okay? And you get the filter itself. Those are the 3 pieces that you get. Now, a couple of gripes I have about this. This kind of, 2 things pissed me off pretty badly. Well, I wasn't expecting this from Egan because Egan's stuff is just very good, okay? This white filter base here did not go on this black part here, okay? It didn't slip over, and it was by a country mile. I had to take my knife, this knife, right here, and I had to hog out the injection, I think these are injection molded, maybe. I don't think they're 3D printed. They might be, I don't know. Whatever, but whoever hogged that middle part out to make sure that it fits over the actual, you know, the carburetor housing or whatever they call it, missed by a mile. And I spent some time hogging that thing out to make it right. The other thing is, I had to actually go buy a tool and grind this tool. This is a 5/16. It's same as an 8mm, okay? And because there is no room to get a socket down here to take these nuts off of here, right? I spent a lot of time going down to the hardware store, grinding this, and just to get the nuts mounted on here, just to get the plate mounted. Between the nuts and between hogging out that center part, I think I probably have an hour into that, plus $6 for the driver, okay? Now, for those 3 parts, the other thing is too, for the guys who have had these kinds of filters, these little pleated filters like this up here, that go on these saws, there's a positive click when you put it on. You turn it, click. It clicks positively on, okay? This does not positively click on. It goes on there firmly. I don't think it's going anywhere, okay? But there is no, shit, come on, you gotta be able to see it. You can see the groove that it rides in. And there is no, sorry about my hand. I gotta find a better way of filming. This just fucking sucks. Sorry about my language. You know, like I say, I don't think it's going anywhere, and it hasn't gone anywhere yet. I got about 2 tanks through this thing. The filtering system works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the performance of the filter is not in doubt. What is in doubt is the actual quality of the craftsmanship and the quality of the build. It's a unifilter with the Egan Performance logo on it, so there's no problem with that. I trust Unifilter. But I was disappointed at $81.50 shipped to my door. For those 3 pieces, and for the main piece not to fit, and for me to have to do a lot of extra work in order to get the bolts just to go on, the nuts, to me, that's just not good. That's not good. Even if everything fit and everything was right, and it was a slam, bam, boom, 5-minute deal, this is still like a $50 setup, if everything's perfect. Compared to the Maxflo, for what you get a whole other freaking rear cover. Come on. And you get 2 filters of differing filtering abilities, so that you can just put another filter on and go, and worry about cleaning your other filter later. You don't have to buy yet another filter on top of the filter that, you know, it should be with it. It should be with it. And even at that, it's maximum a $60 setup shipped to my door. You know, one of the things that can go wrong, and trust me, I run Egan exhaust on all my saws. All the saws, all 5 of them that I use regularly, I run Egan exhaust on. Straight shots, header pipes, whatever it is. Those work beautifully. They make good power. They sound great. They're just, craftsmanship is spot on. Fit and finish, spot on. No problems with anything. This is just a different deal. You know, so anyways, yeah, the Maxflo has worked great. I didn't see anything inside as far as spines or anything like that. There were a couple things that were sitting there that came off the filter and fell onto the back plate as I was taking it all apart. But as far as anything getting on there, nothing. And there was nothing in the 261 with the Egan filter either. So they both work fine. It's just putting them together and putting this one together and getting it on the saw took way too much time. Just way too much time. And I don't know if all of them are like that, or they've got that problem sorted out, or somebody who was doing the trimming just got lazy that day. But they need to do something about how you get those nuts, you know, that the opening to get a socket in isn't big enough to get a socket in. So yeah, you can grind down your socket. You can do it. You shouldn't have to do that. If you need a specialty socket, the socket should be included in the kit. Everything, just like you're buying an IKEA dresser, okay? The hardware and the Allen wrench and everything else is right in there. If it's going to be something specialty, it has to come along with it. Just a suggestion, you'll piss a lot less people off. Now, speaking of pissing somebody off, here's one more thing, okay? I'm sorry I'm going to go on this, but this is it. I just ordered this Canon. It was way late. I got it on the saw, used it. You can see that the screen printing is coming off this thing. I've got probably, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half of runtime on this, maybe, okay? There are 2 big things that are wrong with this bar. The first thing is the mounting holes, okay? Not the mounting holes, but the holes that the adjuster pin goes in are drilled too far toward the front of the bar, okay? Which effectively leaves you with not enough adjustment to completely tighten up the chain if you're going to run a 7-pin sprocket. I like running 7 pins, it's just me. I run a 7-pin on the 066, on the 064. It's not what they came with, but it's what I ran. But because of their placement, because the placement isn't a true DO25 mount, okay, is it a DO25 or is it a 3003? What is it? Whatever Steel's mount is, okay? Because it's not true to the actual mount, and I put it up next to my Steel light bar, it's close to 1/8 of an inch difference in between where the holes are drilled, all right? So I was forced to go back to an 8-pin in order to, the diameter of the sprocket made up for some of the looseness in the chain that I couldn't take out because those adjusting holes were already too far forward. You get what I mean? If they were too far back, I would have a lot of adjustment. They're too far forward and my adjuster would run out of room before the chain would get completely tight. It was right at the very limit. I could crank that adjuster right up to, not reef on it, but just right up to the end of it. And my chain was still not, you know, the chain was still something like this. I still have to adjust this, okay? The other thing about this bar was the oiling holes weren't drilled all the way through. If you can just wrap your head around that, a $275 bar and the oiler holes are not drilled all the way through. I found this out after running this for about 10 minutes and something was just didn't seem right and the chain was getting pretty loose and I couldn't tighten it. So I had to just go back home and tear it apart and see what was going on. And sure as shit, I clean it all out, I blow it all out, I pick it all out, I pick out the holes. I look at it, I've got a little Zeiss loop for looking at coins. You know, get dates off of coins when you're metal detecting or doing anything, looking for slivers in your hand. It's a very nice instrument. It's like a $100 instrument. I paid $100 for this thing. Top quality. I can see a lot of stuff. I looked with the light and I looked with that glass and I could see the bottom of the holes where they terminated and they did not go out into the channel of the bar like they were supposed to. So I had to take my own drill, find my own drill bit and drill these oiling holes out. And then, well, magically it all worked fine. As soon as I got the 8-pin on it, I drilled up my oiling holes, then it worked fine, believe it or not, right? Just because you're buying something expensive, don't assume that the quality is what you're expecting it to be. This here with the screen print, I already know about this issue. This is a well-known issue, and it's absolute fucking dog shit. A bar of this price and quality and caliber has got to be etched. It can't be any other thing. It's got to be laser engraved. It has to be something. It can't be some dildo with a screen printing machine just running them through. It can't be that. Because if you have that, then you are just putting a bad name on a really good thing. Okay? That would be like painting a Ferrari pea green or something, right? You just don't want it. It's not what it's supposed to be. That's not what people are paying for. People are paying for a premium product. I want a premium product. So between the Super Bar and between this freaking air filter on the 261, I'm just not really all that happy this week. Now, the other thing I'm not happy about is, okay, and here's the third and final thing that I'm going to bitch about without rambling on too much, which I probably have already, but we're 13 minutes into this. I'll try to keep it under 15 minutes. 4 of my immediate relatives work for the post office: my wife, my son, my daughter, and her husband, okay? I understand the ins and outs of the post office and why things are the way they are sometimes and why it's so frustrating when you don't get your shit. But I ordered a pair of Arbitech Breathe Flex pants, $485 with the tax and shipping to my door. I haven't seen them yet. I ordered them on October 10th. Those pants went from Missouri or Mississippi, where I think it was Mississippi, and they shipped them to Arizona, okay? Then they sat around for 4 days and they didn't get tagged or anything like that. Finally, they're in Madison. Today, I think, is the 18th. Is it? Yeah, October 18th. So it's going to take 9 days for me to get those pants. That's unacceptable. And I understand that the vendor is not the shipper. But when your shipper is constantly fucking stuff up, okay, it is, at some point, it's on the vendor to use a different shipper. Now, if that's just impossible, then say so and say right in your listing, hey, your item might be delayed. I'm really sorry about that. We don't have a choice. But somehow I have to know that my close to $500 pants are somewhere in the vicinity and they're coming to me, okay? I've paid for them. I want them. It's the way commerce works today. Yes, everybody wants everything right now. I can order something from Amazon on a Thursday night and it will be here on Saturday morning at the latest. It'll probably be here sometime Friday. That's just how shit has to work. Now, the post office has been kind of handicapped because they took away the planes and everything is driven now and this and that. Okay, I get it. Again, the vendor has to make a hard choice at some point. If you're pissing off enough people, you got to go with a different shipper. I don't care who it is. It could be some fucking Frederick girl on a mule. I don't care. It's got to be something different. I just have a lot of shit to bitch about. I don't have anything to bitch about as far as this Maxflo goes. The Maxflo has been working great. I think it's a great value. You get a couple of filters, you get all the parts, it installs very easily. I couldn't be happier with it. It came in very short order. I ordered one, and then a couple days later, I ordered another one. A few days, maybe a week later, whatever it was, I ordered another one, and it came just as fast. Very happy with Maxflo. That's what this video is really all about. If you have a saw that they offer us a filter for, I would highly recommend going with the Maxflo system. It works really well. It is a premium product, and I'm going to do some more cutting and testing with it. And I don't think anybody's setup has got this beat. So, okay, we'll see how this turns out. Later. Dwayne, buddy, hang in, man. It's just all day by day. You know that. So, all right, take care, everybody.